I'm Lily Carter, 26, and my life imploded when my dad's voice roared through our kitchen. How could you disgrace us like this, Lily? His eyes, usually warm, were cold with fury, his hands gripping the table as if it anchored his rage. My twin sister, Ava, stood by the counter, arms crossed, her face a mask of pity that didn't reach her eyes. I sat there, heart pounding, drowning in their accusations. Court orders had flooded our mailbox, claiming I'd defaulted on loans I'd never heard of, and now my family saw me as a liar, a thief. Alone and betrayed, I swore I'd uncover the truth, no matter how shattering. This is a story of a sister's deception, a daughter's fight, and a truth that changed everything. Stay with me, because the twists of betrayal and redemption will grip you. And if you've ever been doubted by those you love, this will hit you hard. Growing up, Ava and I were mirror images, identical twins who could fool anyone with a glance. But where I was quiet, always happy in the background, Ava thrived in the spotlight. Our dad, Henry, 58, raised us alone after Mom passed when we were 10. He was our rock, but Ava was his pride. She charmed everyone, teachers, neighbors, even strangers at the grocery store. Her grades were perfect, her smile dazzling, and Dad's eyes lit up when she spoke. I didn't mind much as a kid. I loved her too, trailing in her glow, content with my books and small victories. But as we got older, her need for attention grew, and I started feeling like a shadow, unnoticed unless I messed up. By our mid-20s, Ava's life looked flawless. She had a sleek job in marketing, a wardrobe of designer clothes, and a knack for making everything seem effortless. I was different, working as a librarian, living simply, saving for a future I hoped would feel bigger. Dad adored Ava's stories of client dinners and city adventures, while my tales of organizing book drives got polite nods. I didn't resent her, not really, but I wished he'd see me too. Then the court orders came, like a storm I didn't see brewing. Notices piled up, accusing me of defaulting on loans worth thousands, accounts I'd never opened. At first I thought it was a mistake. I'd gotten odd calls about repayments, but I hung up, assuming they were scams. Now, official documents screamed my name, and the weight of legal threats crushed me. That night in the kitchen, I pleaded, "Dad, I didn't do this. I don't know how my name got on those papers, but it wasn't me." My voice shook, but I held his gaze. Ava sighed, her tone soft but cutting. "Lily, come on. Your name's all over the documents. Just be honest. Don't drag this out." Dad's face tightened. "You're saying this is a coincidence? Loans, complaints, accusations, all pointing to you? Why would someone target you?" I swallowed hard. "Someone framed me, Dad. I swear I didn't touch those accounts." Ava raised her hands, mock innocence in her eyes. "Framed? Really, Lily? Who'd go to that trouble and why you?" Her words stung, laced with disbelief that made me feel small. Dad paced, shaking his head. "I've been patient, Lily, but this is too far. You're not a kid anymore. Take responsibility, or you're not welcome here." His words were a punch to the gut. "You're kicking me out?" I whispered, my chest aching. Ava's voice dripped with false sympathy. "Maybe some time away will help you reflect, Lily." I turned to her, anger flaring. "You're enjoying this, aren't you? You've always been the perfect one, and now you're watching me burn for something I didn't do." Dad snapped, "Ava's not the issue here, Lily. You are. Pack your things and leave tonight." The finality in his voice broke me. Blinking back tears, I stumbled to my room, each step heavier than the last. Ava lingered in the doorway as I packed, her voice soft. "I wish it didn't have to be this way." I didn't look at her, shoving clothes into a duffel. "Yeah. Me too," I muttered. She added, "Maybe time away will help you figure this out." I gripped the dresser, whispering, I didn't do this, Ava. She stepped back, her tone hollow. I hope you sort it out for your sake. Her words echoed as I left, a thorn in my mind. Something wasn't right. The night air was sharp as I walked away, my childhood home fading behind me. Dad didn't even come to the door. Ava's pitying stare burned in my memory, and I clutched my bag, vowing to find answers. At the bus station, under flickering lights, I bought a ticket to the nearest city, my hands trembling. Alone, with no family to lean on, I felt the weight of my new reality. Who would frame me, and why? The bus's rumble pulled me from my thoughts, and as I boarded, I promised myself I'd uncover the truth, no matter the cost. The first week was a haze of cheap motels and instant noodles. Sleep was fleeting, my mind churning with questions. I couldn't wallow. I needed work. I landed a job at a cozy bookstore downtown, shelving novels and ringing up customers. It wasn't much, but it kept me afloat. My coworker, Nora, 30, with her wild curls and sharp wit, became a lifeline. She didn't push, but her easy banter drew me out. One quiet afternoon, as we sorted paperbacks, I spilled my story. It's a nightmare, Nora. Loans, fraud, all in my name. I've never done anything like this. She leaned on the counter, frowning. That's brutal. Ever think someone could have pretended to be you? I paused, her words sparking something. Pretended? I mean, maybe, but who'd bother? She tilted her head. Anyone look enough like you to pull it off? My breath caught. Ava, my identical twin. The thought was absurd, but it lodged in my mind. I have a twin sister, I said slowly. Ava. We're identical, but she'd never. She's everyone's favorite. Why would she risk it? Nora raised an eyebrow. A twin? Lily? Come on. If someone's framing you, who better than someone who looks exactly like you? People do crazy things. Jealousy, greed. You'd be surprised. I shook my head, but her words planted a seed. Ava, with her designer bags and flawless life, could she? That night, in my cramped apartment, I stared at old photos of us, side by side, indistinguishable. Ava used to joke about swapping places, laughing at how easy it'd be to fool people. Back then, it was playful. Now it felt sinister. I didn't want to believe it, but the doubt grew, gnawing at me. If Ava was behind this, I needed proof. The next morning, I told Nora I'd dig deeper. To my surprise, she grinned. About time you fought back. I'm in. Let's crack this. I hesitated. You don't have to get involved. She waved me off. Nonsense. I love a mystery, and two brains are better than one. Where'd these claims start? Got any paperwork? I pulled out a folder of notices I'd kept. Nora scanned them, her eyes narrowing. These loans were opened in the next city over. We need to trace where and when. Her energy lit a spark in me. For the first time, I felt hope. If Ava, or anyone, was behind this, we'd find them. We spent days poring over documents at Nora's kitchen table, coffee mugs piling up. She spotted details I'd missed, slight signature quirks, dates that aligned with Ava's trips. Look, Nora said, sliding a paper over. This signature's close to yours, but not quite. And these accounts? All opened in a city Ava was in 2 years ago, right? My heart raced. She said it was for a work project. Nora leaned back. Sounds like we need more. If she did this, there's a trail. We visited a credit union first, the air thick with the scent of ink and coffee. The clerk smiled. Welcome back. I froze. Excuse me? She blinked. Oh, sorry, you look familiar. Nora shot me a look. I forced a smile. I'm here about a loan in my name. Can you check the details? The clerk typed, then frowned. It was opened 2 years ago. You brought ID and signed in person. I remember. We chatted about the weather. Nora leaned in. Can we see the documents? The clerk hesitated but turned the screen. My name, my signature, and a photo. Almost me, but not quite. Ava's face, wearing my identity. My stomach dropped. That's my sister, I whispered. Nora's hand steadied me. We hit 2 more banks, each visit the same, clerks recognizing me, showing IDs with Ava's face. At one, a manager chuckled. Back so soon? My heart sank as he pulled up another forged ID. Ava had walked into these places, bold as day, using my name to fund her lavish life. The betrayal hit like a tidal wave. Nora's voice was soft but firm. She's been playing you from the start, Lily. Back at my apartment, memories flooded in. Ava's designer coats, her vague answers about money. Just treating myself, she'd said, laughing. I'd believed her, blind to the truth. Now it was clear. She'd used our identical looks to steal my identity, leaving me to face the fallout. I met with a lawyer, Sarah Ellis, in a tidy office that smelled faintly of lavender. I explained the loans, my voice steady despite the ache. What happens if I pay them? Or if I don't? Sarah leaned back. Paying stops legal action, lawsuits, wage garnishment, but the defaults stay on your record unless lenders remove them, which is rare. Not paying? They could sue, seize assets, or tank your credit. I nodded, dread pooling. And if someone stole my identity? Her eyes sharpened. You'd be off the hook, but you need proof. Police reports, disputes with credit bureaus. Without it, you're on the hook. If you have evidence like mismatched documents, it helps. I swallowed. What about the person who did it? She met my gaze. It's criminal. Fraud. Forgery. They could face fines, restitution, even jail. The word jail hung heavy. Ava, my sister, in prison? My stomach churned, but I couldn't let her ruin me. I didn't want to destroy Ava, but I needed justice. I decided to confront her at our annual family barbecue, a big event with everyone there. I'd lay out the proof, make her face Dad and our relatives, and demand she fix it, pay the loans, clear my name, or I'd go to the police. It was a chance for her to make amends without legal ruin, but I'd be ready if she refused. The week before, Nora and I gathered everything. Forged IDs, bank statements, recordings of clerks describing me. Each piece tightened the case. You've got her, Lily, Nora said, zipping my folder. Don't let her twist this. I nodded, nerves fraying. What if Dad picks her side again? Nora squeezed my shoulder. You're not just telling the truth. You're showing it. They can't ignore facts. The barbecue was at Dad's sprawling backyard, strung with fairy lights and filled with cousins, aunts, and uncles. I walked in, folder under my arm, and felt the air shift. Whispers followed. Can't believe she showed up. Heard. She's in court. Dad stood by the grill, his face darkening when he saw me. Ava, radiant in a silk dress, held court near the dessert table, cousins laughing at her stories. She glanced at me, her smile tightening. Lily, Dad said, voice cold. Didn't expect you. I forced a smile. It's family, right? Ava sauntered over, her tone sugary. So brave of you to come, after everything. I gripped my folder. I'm here to set things straight, Ava. Everyone needs to hear this. The crowd hushed as I stepped onto the patio, heart thumping. I know you've heard I've shamed the family, I began, voice clear. Loans, fraud, all in my name. It's hurt to know you think I'd do that. But I'm not here to beg. I'm here with proof. I opened the folder, holding up a loan application. This has my name, but not my signature. The ID, Not my face, it's Ava's. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Ava's smile faltered. That's absurd, she laughed, voice shaky. Why would I do that? I didn't stop, laying out bank statements, clerk testimonies, recordings. She used my identity to fund her life, designer clothes, trips, while I took the blame. The crowd's eyes shifted to Ava, suspicion replacing pity. Dad's face paled, his gaze flicking between us. Lily, you're sure? I nodded. It's all here, Dad. She let me lose everything. Ava's voice rose, shrill. She's lying. She's jealous. Always has been. But the evidence was ironclad, and doubt crept into the crowd's faces. Ava shoved through, storming toward the gate. You're all fools for believing her, she shouted, slamming it behind her. I followed, Dad trailing me, his breath ragged. In the driveway, Ava fumbled with her keys, panic in her eyes. Ava, stop, I called. She turned, glaring. Dad caught up. What's going on? He demanded. I faced her. Admit it, Ava. Tell Dad the truth or I go to the police. Her jaw tightened, but she was cornered. Dad's voice broke. Ava, is this true? She scoffed, then snapped. Fine. Yes, I used her name. I needed money, and I thought it'd blow over. Dad staggered. How could you? Ava's voice cracked. I didn't think she'd fight back. She's always been invisible. I shook my head. You nearly destroyed me. Fix this. Pay the loans, clear my name, or I press charges. Tears welled in her eyes, her defiance crumbling. I'm sorry, she whispered. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Dad stared, heartbroken. You've torn this family apart. Ava nodded, voice trembling. I'll fix it. I'll pay everything, clear your name. I swear. I watched her, searching for lies but saw only shame. You better, I said. This is your last chance. Over the next weeks, Ava kept her promise, settling the loans and providing statements to clear me. It was grueling, but my name was restored. Dad apologized, tears in his eyes, and we began rebuilding, slowly. Ava faded from her pedestal, her charm tarnished. Trust with her would take years, if it ever returned. But I found peace, stepping out of her shadow. The truth didn't just free me, it showed me my strength. I wasn't invisible anymore, and that was worth every fight.